Good morning everyone. So the topic for this week, which we are left with the swing 1 chapter 17, is menu bar, menu and menu items. Let's check the syllabus first of all. So this is week 7. In week 7 we are supposed to cover 17.3, 17.4 and 17.5 topic. 17.3 is containers and layout managers, which we have already covered. 17.5 is text field and text areas, we have already done. And menus, we need to do it. Buttons we have already covered. So this is the last topic in chapter number 17. So let's start with this. Menu and menu bar and menu item. I guess all of you must be familiar with the menu, especially in the GUI interface. For example, let me just show you the screen over here. Now this is home, insert, design, transition. This is called as the menu. Menu is an object. Menu actually is the choices that you get when you are dealing with the graphical user interface programming. So we are going to talk about in detail what are menu, menu item and menu bar. Alright, so menu is an object of the class JMenu. So menu belongs to the class JMenu. A choice on a menu. For example, file is a menu, and under file we have cut, copy, paste or new, open, save. These are called as the menu items. So choice on a menu is called as menu items, and menu item is an object of the JMenu item. A menu can contain any number of menu items. There is no limit. A menu item is identified by the string that labels it, and it is displayed in the order in which you add it to the menu. So it will be displayed just like in the layouts, the way we add it, the components are displayed. So same thing is with the menu. The way we add our menu items, they will be displayed in the same order. So the add method is used to add a menu item to the menu. We have three things: menu, menu item, menu bar. So in this slide we are talking about menu and menu item. So what is a menu? I give an example. For example, in Microsoft Word you have a menu file, and the menu item is new, open, save, save as. All these are the menu items. So you always add a menu item to the menu, and the menu is added to the menu bar. So you need to remember this hierarchy. Now the add method is used to add a menu item to a menu. In the same way we used to add a component to the container object. Alright, let's go back to the our PowerPoint. Let's consider over here. So for example, file, home, insert, design, transitions, these are all menu. So when I click on file, I have new, open, save, save as, print. These are all menu items. So menu items are added to a menu. Somewhere you will have nested menu items also. For example, in add-ins you have a nested, you have further menu items inside it. So if you might have experienced old versions of the Microsoft Word, you have nested menu items. Now for example, here in the insert you have new slide. Under new slide you have a nested menu item. What type of slide you want to insert? So this home, insert, these are all the menus. Under menu we have the menu item. So menu item is added to a menu. Now menu is placed on the menu bar. So this whole ribbon, file, home, insert, design, transition, this is called as menu bar. So this is what the hierarchy you need to remember it. Menu item is added to a menu. Menu is added to a menu bar. So we add it like this way. First of all, we add a menu item to the menu. Then we place the menu on the menu bar when we are doing the programming. Anyways, you will get to know when we do the sample program also. I'll be doing the sample programs also for this. So for example, the following creates a new menu. For example, because menu belongs to the JMenu class, we need to make an object, new JMenu. Now inside the bracket we have to specify in strings whatever the name is the menu. Then menu item, it belongs to the class JMenuItem. We need to make an object, and whatever the string we need to add to our menu item, we need to specify in the braces. Action listener are added to the menu items. We need to add action listener to the menu items because we want, when I click on like open or save to any menu item, what action should be performed. So we need to add an action listener to the menu item. And then if you see over here, I have added this menu item is added to the menu. Menu item is lunch and menu is dinner. So this is added to the menu. So this parameter has been registered as an action listener for the menu item. Alright, moving ahead. Nested menus, you can have the nested menus also. I will give an example of the nested menus also. I just give you an example in the PowerPoint. The class JMenu is a descendant of JMenuItem. Every JMenu can be a menu item in another menu. So menus can be nested. Menus can be added to other menus in the same way as the menu items. Alright, let me just make it clear to you. Nested menus. So for example, here now new slide is actually a menu item in the insert menu, but now when I click on it, it further has options. So it has further menu items. These are called as the nested menu. So whenever I click, so this is now new slide. It acts just like a menu for all these menu items. This is called as the nested menus. We follow the same way just like we add the menu items to the menu using the add method. Same way nested menus can also be done. I'll be doing a program on the nested menus also. Menu bar. Menu bar is a container. So menu bar is a container for menus typically placed at the top of the window interface. Normally we place the menu bar at the top of the window. Add method is used to add a menu to the menu bar. In the same way, menu items are added to the menu. Always remember the hierarchy. First of all, you need to add menu item to the menu, then place the menu on the menu bar. So again, we need to declare an object of the JMenu bar. Here we need not to declare anything. It should be empty. Then on the bar, we need to add the menu. So the menu bar can be added to a JFrame in two ways. Now we have to set the JMenu bar. Now menu has been added to the menu bar. Now the last thing is we have to place the menu bar. So I repeat the hierarchy again. Menu item is added to the menu. Menu is added to the menu bar. Then menu bar has to be placed. Now how to place it? We have a method set JMenu bar. It will place the menu bar on the top of the window. So set JMenu bar followed by the object of the JMenu bar, or we can use the add method also, which can add a menu bar to the frame. Any one method we can use it. So here we have an example of the menu bar. Now for example, what is done over here? Let's just check it. Now for example, here add colors is a menu. Now red, white and blue, they are the menu items. So menu items are added to the menu. Menu is placed on the menu bar. This whole is a menu bar. If you see this gray portion over here, then menu bar is added to the frame. So this is the program we need to do over here. For example, we add colors and red, white and blue. So when I click on red, this panel is painted as red, white, then it is painted as white, and blue, then it is painted as blue. So let's go over this program. Anyways, I'm going to do the program in my own way. Alright, so we need grid layout, we need a panel, we need a color, and then we need JMenu, menu item and menu bar. All of them, they belong to the swing class, and then action listener and action event. So we have the class extends JFrame, implements action listener, and we have the white panel. So let's just check the output first of all, how it's doing. Why we have the panels? Yes, because when it clicks on red, the panel is painted as red. Then white, the same thing we did with the button. So that's why we have the panels over here. Alright. Okay, so we declare the panels, and this is the main method. Now let's come to the constructor. So we set the properties of the frame, we make a red panel, and as usual the background is set to the gray color, and the layout of the frame is set as the grid layout, and the number of rows is 1, number of columns is 3. Similarly, we make a white panel and we make a blue panel. Now here comes the menu. So we declare a menu, J menu, name is color menu, and what will be displayed in that? Add colors. Now we add menu items to it. We have red choice, we have white, we have blue. So to the menu item we add the action listener, and to the menu we add the menu item one by one. So it will be displayed the way we added. So first of all red menu will appear because we added it first, then white, and then blue. Then what we do, we declare an object of the JMenuBar class, and to the bar we add this menu, and then we set the JMenuBar, or you can use the add method also. Then we perform the action event class, and we just set the color of the panel as red, white and blue, and that's it. So let's do this program in our own way. I'm going to do this program in my own way. Let's start doing this program, and I'm going to do a nested menu also. Okay, so let's make a program on the menus. Alright, empty Java file. Okay, my first menu, I just give it a name, my first menu, any name. Now for the classes, I'm not going to use panel. I need event, I need menus, they are all in the swing class. What else I need? I need a color is in AWT class. So I can use import javax.swing.star, import java.awt.star, or you can do individual classes also as you like it. Import java.awt.event.star. So let's create a class, public class my first menu, extends JFrame, implements action listener. Alright, so here we are going to create the object of the JMenu. Let me just give it a menu, and JMenu item, I is capital, sorry, I missed the spellings. JMenu item, let me just make item 1, item 2, item 3. What I am doing, I am going to color the frame with different colors, and I will have 3 menu items. So I am going to explain what I am doing in the program. Alright, we don't need any button, we don't need any text, we don't need any label, so that's it. Now let's make a constructor, public my first menu. Okay, super or set title, whatever you want. My menu, okay, my first program with menus. Alright, set size, let's make it 200 and 100. Set default close operation, jframe dot exit on close. Alright, so that's it. Now we will start making the menu. Okay, let's just make menu is equals to new jmenu. Whatever the name you want to give it, let's give it like colors. Alright, item 1 is equals to new jmenu item, and let me just write it as yellow. I have item 2 and 3 also, so I'll just copy. Item 2 is green, and item 3 is let's make it just exit, no other color. So we add action listeners to all these menu items. Item 1 dot add action listener. So this is actually the way we should make it. After adding everything, then we should start adding it to the menu. After adding action listener, defining them, then we should start adding it to the menu. Okay, then item 3. Now I will add it to the menu. Menu dot add. Now the way I add, it will be added in the same way. If I write item 2, green will be added first. Item 1, menu dot add item 2, menu dot add item 3. So we have added. Now we have to declare a jmenu bar. Jmenu bar mb is equals to new jmenu bar. Nothing inside. Nothing inside the braces. Now I have to add to the menu bar. I have to add the menu mb dot add menu. Then I have to place the menu bar. Set j menu bar and mb. Done. Now we have to do the action performed method. So let's do the action performed method now. Public void action performed action event AE or E, whatever object you want to make. Alright, if AE dot get action command dot equals, what's the name of the button? Yellow. Then what it should do? Get content pane dot set background color dot yellow. So when I click on yellow, it should click on paint the content pane as yellow. I can remove these braces. No need, because there is else if AE dot get action command dot equals green. Then what it should do, get content pane dot set background color dot green. Else I have exit system dot exit 0. So because the last option is exit, so when I click on the menu item exit, I should exit out of the system. Okay, there is another change. I can write the main method also over here. So in the practical exam, if you find it difficult because you may not be able to attach 3 files, so you can put your main method also in the same class. So public static void main string args I'll make the object my first menu, m1 is equals to new my first menu, m1 dot set visible to true. Let's now compile our program. I have an error. Okay, let me just check it. I think I have the error here. Let me enclose it in braces. Here also I have the error. Let's compile it. Still I have. Here, because I forgot to close the string literal. Item 3, okay. Item 1, item 2, item 3. Because here I just had item. Okay, done. Let's just check it, run it. I can increase the size. So here is my menu, color yellow, green, and if I press exit, it will close. Now I will make a nested menu also. Quite easy. Let's start with another program and we make a nested menu also. Nested menu. I need the same classes. I will not copy the other code because else you will be confused. I will write it because the classes will remain the same. Public class nested menu, nested menu extends JFrame, implements action listener. So what we need you can okay, by the way, I forgot to tell you, instead of get content pane, you can make use of the panel also, just like in the slides they have made a panel. You can make one big panel also. So it's up to you. If you use a panel, then you don't need to use the get content pane method, rather just set background color. But if you don't wish to use the panel, then you have to use the method get content pane. So you can use anything. You can make a panel also. You can rather try with this by making a panel. JMenu, JMenu item. I will make item as item 1, item 2, item 3 and item item 1, item 2, alright, item, let me just make it as item 1 2, item 2 2. You can give it any name. Alright, I'll make a constructor because I am making nested menu. Public nested menu. I am just going to copy the properties of the frame, not going to write it. Alright, so I will change the title, nested menus. I'll make 400 and 300 the size. Alright, now we start making with the menu. So I will have menu is equals to new JMenu, and let me just write it colors again. Colors, I will do the same thing. Item 1, I will do the same thing for item 1 and item 2. They are the same. Yellow and green. I am going to do the same, and I am going to add the action listeners also to these items. Now what I am going to do for the nested menu, I am going to explain you after this how to make a nested menu. I am going to declare another object of menu, menu2. Alright, so this was for the menu. I will have another menu, menu2 is equals to new JMenu, and let me just rename it, make it as submenu or nested menu, submenu or nested menu. So nested menu is just like your menu. Now to this submenu, I am going to add two menu items again. Alright, so I'll add two menu items again, which are item 1 2 and item 2 2. So item 1 2 and item 2 2. Now what I am going to display over here is blue. So let the color will be blue, and here I am just going to give exit as usual. So submenu is just like your menu, but it can have menu items. Alright, now I am going to add action listeners to this also, to item 1 and item 2. Item 1 2 and 2 2. So now I have just declared all my menus, my menu items. Now the next thing is I need to add them on the menu. Menu dot add item 1, menu dot add. It will be displayed in the order the way you are adding. Then I need to add menu to menu. Menu dot add menu2. First of all, I will add the menu submenu. Then item 1, 2 and item 2, 2, they are added to menu 2. So here I am going to write menu 2 dot add item 1, 2, menu 2 dot add item 2, 2. Actually these two lines should be placed before it. So I am going to place it over here. To the menu 2 we must add all these items. Then menu 2 should be added to the should be added to the main menu. So now we are done over here. Now we need to declare the menu bar. J menu bar MB is equals to new J menu bar. So here what I have done for the nested menu, the menu item is declared as a menu 2. So to this I have added sub menu items. So these sub menu items have to be added to their menu. Then this menu will be placed on the main menu. Alright, now what we need to do, we need to add mb dot add menu, and we need to set the menu bar. Set J menu bar and mb. So we are done with this. Now let's go to the action performed. Once we do the output, I will explain you the code again. Public void action performed action event AE or E, whatever you want to give. Same thing we are going to do if AE dot get action command dot equals yellow. Then what it should do, get content pane dot set background color dot yellow. Alright, next is else if. I am going to copy these two lines from here. Else if it's green, then it should color it green. Else if I have blue also now, dot blue, because I have the sub menu item blue also, so it should color it as blue. Else I have exit also, system dot exit 0. E should be small here for the exit 0. I am going to write the main method also here. Public static void main string args nested menu m2 is equals to m2 dot set visible to true. Now let's compile our program to check for the compilation errors if we have any. We have get content pane T. Alright, so let's just check it. Let's run it. Now let's check how my menu appears. You can set the location also for, so if you see, I have yellow, I have green, now I have a sub menu. It's a menu item. Now to the sub menu, I have further menu items, blue and exit. Nested menu is just like a menu. It is added as a menu item, but it behaves like a menu. So if we see, it will color yellow, green as usual. Now sub menu, it will color as blue and exit. So what I have did, sub menu is declared of the type menu. Then its items, they are declared of the type menu item. So what we have to do, we have a main menu. This menu too has to be added to the menu. Before we do it, these items, item 22 and 12, they have to be added to the menu 2, which I have done over here. Then I have added this menu 2 to the menu. So basically sub menu behaves like a menu item. So that was all about menus and nested menus. Let's go to the slides. We have further few concepts to talk about. Let's just quickly finish those concepts. Alright, so we have done with the nested menu. Abstract button in the dimension classes. So classes JButton and JMenu, they are derived classes of the abstract class abstract button. All of their properties, they are inherited from the abstract button class, and objects of the dimension class, they are used with the button, menu items and other to specify the item. Dimension belongs to the java.awt. So you can set the dimension also, height and width, which is in the package java.awt. Now set action command, when a user clicks a button or a menu item or event is fired, normally it goes to one or more action listener, and action we create an object of the action performed. So it includes a string instance variable e.getAction command. This can be retrieved with the getAction command method. We have set action command also. So we are normally using getAction command. So we have set action command also if you want to set the action command. So the set action command can be used to change the action command for the component. So this is useful when we have two or more buttons or the menu items that have the same default action string. So for example, what will be done over here, we have a button called next button and it's named as next. So if I use set action command next button, basically it will be named as next button. So set action command is used to change the action command component. Other methods of the abstract class, they are set background color and it uses the color as the parameter, add action listener, remove action listener if we want to remove it, set action command. But normally whatever the methods we have used until now, we use it. Then get action command, set text, makes the text only text on this component. Get text, we have already used it. Set preferred size, we given the dimension, and set preferred size, so we pass over here as a parameter. Maximum size, minimum size, we can also set it. So these are some of the methods. Now coming to the most important point, listeners can also be made as inner classes. You may find many programs where the listeners are made as inner classes for a component. Often instead of having one action listener to deal with the action events in a GUI, separate action listeners can be created for each button. So we can have separate action listener for each of the button. This is a programming practice which you can try by yourself. Each button or menu item can have its own unique action listener, so there is no need for multiple if then else or if else statement. So when this approach is used, each inner class will be made as a private inner class. So let's look at this program, listeners and inner classes. So we have the same program of the menu item which we just did it. Now what we have done over here, if you see here, import statements are the same. We have the panels, red panel, white panel and blue panel, and height and width. Now private class red listener implements action listener. So we are making it as a inner classes for the action performed, instead of having it as only one action performed method and consisting of the if then else statement. So here we have the action performed for the red listener and set background as red. So again we have a inner class for the white listener which implements the action listener class. And if you see over here, we just have the same things, and this is the inner class for the white listener and the blue listener. Then we go for the main program, and over here in the constructor, so the resulting frame will be the same. So we have set the properties, we have added the red panel, white panel and blue panel. Now the change is over here. Now to the red choice we have which is the menu item, add action listener, new red listener. So here we are providing the name of the class instead of this, because the name of the class was, if you see over here, red listener, white listener and blue listener. So when we are going to add the action listener to the menu item, we are going to use the class, and the inner classes are made as private. Then you add it to the menu. Same thing we do it for the menu item white, and we pass as a parameter the name of the class, object of the class, sorry. And same thing we do with the menu item blue, and then we add it to the menu bar. So this can also be done in listeners can be made as the inner classes. In this case the inner classes will be made as private inner classes. So rest is about J text fields and text areas. We have already discussed text field and text areas, but just a line of difference between text field and text areas. Text area can take multiple lines of text. Okay, now text area have an important property, set line wrapping a property. It takes one boolean type argument, and if the argument is true, any other characters they will appear in the next following line of the text area. So if the argument is false, the extra characters will remain on the same line. So set line wrap, when it is set to true, the extra characters will appear in the next line. Alright, so for example, let me just show you the text. This is a text field over here. Text area takes multiple lines. It takes two parameters. The first tells number of rows or number of lines and number of characters in each line. So normally text areas are used in those type of GUIs where we want to make the user to enter its information like address, or we want to take the comments from the user. In those scenarios text areas are used. So the set line wrap property is an important property of the text area. Then we have the set editable property. We have used it in the previous lecture. So set editable, it can be set that it cannot be changed by the user. By default it is false. We can set it to set editable. If I set it to false, then the value it cannot be changed by the user. This will set the text field. Now set editable property can be used with both JText field and text areas. So this will set the text so that it can be only edited by the GUI program. So if it is set to true, this is actually by default. So by default it is set to true. So if it is set to true, you can make changes in the text field or the text area. If it is set to false, you cannot make changes. We did it in the previous program, previous lecture. Some of the tips: labeling a text field. In order to label one or more text fields, You can use an object of the class JLabel, and you can place the text field and the label in the J panel also. So treat the J panel as a single component. Number of characters per line. The number of characters per line for J text field or J text area is number of M spaces. M spaces is the space needed to hold an uppercase M letter, because M is the widest letter in the English alphabet, and a line specified to hold 20 M's will almost always be able to hold 20 characters. Now input and output. When we attempt to input numbers from any swing GUI, if user enters number 42, I have already explained you, J text field receives it as a string, so we need to convert it into the number. So we use the parseInt parseDouble method, and the same thing is true when we are attempting to output a number. In order to get 42 as a number, it must be converted to the string. So both JText field and JText area, they are derived classes of the JText component, and most of their methods are inherited from the JText component. That means they have almost the same methods. So here are some methods of the class JText component. GetText returns the text that is displayed by this component. Editable, so returns true if the user can write in this component. It will return false if it is not allowed. Set background, color of, you can set the color of the text field also by using the set background method. Set editable property, we have already used it. If the argument is true, user is allowed to write. If the argument is false, user is not allowed to write in the text component. Set text, set the text that should be displayed in the JText area or the JText field. Now here is an example of the swing calculator. You can try this example by yourself. So a simple calculator keeps running total of the number. User clicks addition or subtraction, numbers are added, and the result is kept in the instance variable result itself. Now it uses exceptions also. Don't read this where you find the word exception, because we have not yet done with the exception handling. So don't go with the exception handling part. You can skip the exception handling part in this calculator example. Rest all you can go through this example, and you can try this. For example, here we have the try and catch block. We haven't done it, so you can like skip this part for action performed, but the other parts, for example here plus minus, what it is doing, you can try with this. So you can try with this example by your own. It's a simple calculator. So here I end up with the first part of the swing, which is chapter 17. So thank you so much.